I know, Sifu came out months ago digitally. Why have I waited so long to finally sit down and play it? What can I say? I'm a sucker for a physical release, and that only came out a week ago, so I waited. And I knew Sifu had reviewed decently. I'd seen people online talking about how much they were looking forward to it ahead of release, and it did look like it had a beautiful art style. But I knew for me buying the game was a bit of a gamble. I knew there was one difficulty setting, and it was probably going to be a bit more than the normal difficulty setting I'm accustomed to. And after being lured into a false sense of security in the prologue, that was very, very true. I'm not great at beat 'em ups because I'm no good at remembering various combos, and for some reason, I'm really bad at blocking. Like in everything. You should see me play Mortal Kombat. Absolute bloodbath. So what's the story with Sifu? Sifu is the story of a young kung fu student on a path of revenge, hunting for the murderers of their family. Pretty simple really on the surface. During my first 2 days with the game, I did think, I'm going to give up on this. I can't do it. I got stuck on the second stage for days. I was that bad at it. There was a point where I thought, I'm getting worse rather than better. However, I've stuck with it and I'm really enjoying it. Nothing really changed. With each stage I'd get stuck there for days, but I am getting better. I've made it out of the club after all. It's a game that requires a combination of repeated play and practice to master it. Much like the mastery of Kung Fu that your character needs in the game. You wouldn't just walk into a martial arts tournament and expect to win. Much like when you play a game, you don't expect to beat it all in one go. However, the more you play, build XP and permanently unlock skills does help. But it's a reward versus risk type system. When you complete a stage, you unlock shortcuts to skip to the final boss of that stage. But you don't build up much XP or points for the stage, which in turn means you can't achieve all the reward perks through the shrines throughout the stage. There really is incentive to do the whole stages all over again. Maybe it's my slightly competitive nature, but I have this urge to do better and better with each go of this game, and I want to see myself improve at it. The one small problem with this wonderful new get good mentality I've developed is I completely missed the fact that I completed the game. I defeated the final boss, watched the cinematic, then got really confused when I couldn't progress on to the next level, because there wasn't one. I actually had to go and look into it to find out there's more than one ending, depending on how you played the game. I got so wrapped up in getting better that the story completely bypassed me. I felt a bit stupid, but at the same time it resembled the protagonist getting caught up in their quest for revenge, so I'll pretend there was some sort of intentional parallel there. However, it does mean that it could be considered something of a short game depending on how quickly you progress through it. But this isn't being retailed at a £60 game like a lot of other titles. This falls in the £30 to £45 bracket depending on what edition you get. I'd say to get the full benefit of the story and the messages in that story, it has replayability. I've completed the game and I'm still going back and replaying parts, so I'd say it's worth the price tag on it. When looking at the user reviews on Metacritic, one of the biggest things that comes up in the negative reviews is the difficulty. The crazy thing is, it's a mixture of some people saying it's too hard and some saying it's too easy, which I can't get my head around. On the day of the physical release, an update was made to the game, providing both easier and harder difficulty settings, which I think is perfectly acceptable. I'd always lean more in support of providing difficulty settings, even at the expense of the true experience that was intended by developers. I don't think that people should be gated off from experiencing something altogether just because they need a lower difficulty setting. Overall, I'd say this is at least worth a try. It's got some quirky game mechanics, some absolutely stunning art design. It gets a bit crazy at times, but I think that just adds to the overall style and feel of the game. And overall, I just found it enjoyable, even if it did unlock a very obsessive monster in me who became fixated on perfection. I definitely enjoyed it more once I relaxed, and just enjoyed the story the game was trying to tell. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate the like, and if you've been playing the game, drop me a comment to let me know what you thought. If you want to see more content, feel free to subscribe, and I'll be back soon with another video.